that he had at one point in time is not the same. So I think Islam is looking at that as an easy win, an easy first title defense. Stylistically, it's also perfect for him. Do you know what I mean? A wrestler, a grappler, someone who wants to get there and doesn't have the cleanest striking in the world. It's an easy fight for Islam. You have to understand that I am next. I've earned the right to be next. And you sit there and you say yes. And the truth is, Mike, here's the way I look at it. He can say when and he can say where. If he wants to say the middle of winter in Russia, he can say it. I'll be there.
Yeah, pretty good. Very good, yeah. But I wish Islam was a champion in our division.
Why?
Because he takes fight with contenders and fight with everybody. But Ilya trying to find the easy fights for him.
Use all of that energy to fight it off.
But his body wanted him to.
Yes.
And he had to rally and steel his mind because Islam was taking everything from him. Dude, Islam is so special. And I do believe that this kind of win is something that Khabib simply does not have.
Garry just lit the MMA world on fire, accusing Islam Makhachev of ducking him and chasing a worn-out Usman for easy work. He has jumped straight into the heated conversation and is not holding back at all. Garry blasted Islam Makhachev for chasing a fight with Kamaru Usman, claiming Islam is only interested because he remembers the old, dominant version of Usman, not the man standing today. According to Garry, the current Usman doesn't have the same power, hunger, or intensity he once had, and Islam knows it. Garry went even further, calling Islam a smart strategist who's simply targeting the easiest path to a win. In Garry's eyes, Islam wants the safest option, and that's exactly why he's avoiding it.
Yeah, what do you think of Islam like pushing for that though? Because I'm sure he's gonna have.
I understand why he wants it because of what Kamaru Usman was. If he was calling out this fight when Kamaru was that man, understandable. However, he is not the same champion that he used to be. He's a completely different human right now. The dominance that he had at one point in time is not the same. So I think Islam is looking at that as an easy win, an easy first title defense. Stylistically, it's also perfect for him. Do you know what I mean? A wrestler, a grappler, someone who wants to get there and doesn't have the cleanest striking in the world.
Instead of Islam chasing a fight with Kamaru Usman, Garry made it clear that he's the real, deserving challenger for Makhachev right now. He reminded fans that when Islam moved up, he was one of the first to back him publicly. And now, it's time for that respect to be returned. Garry openly warned Islam that once he gets through Belal Muhammad, Islam should remember exactly who's waiting next. He said, Islam doesn't need excuses, just say yes, drop a location, and Ian will show up ready to go.
When I give him that respect and I say, you should move up, you should get the opportunity to fight for this world title, you should have that opportunity to achieve your dreams of being a two-weight world champion, now you have to stand on that. And you have to respect that I'm the next in line when I beat Belal this weekend. When I beat Belal, you have to understand that I am next. I've earned the right to be next. And you sit there and you say yes. And the truth is, Mike, here's the way I look at it. He can say when and he can say where. If he wants to say the middle of winter in Russia, he can say it. I'll be there.
I love that. No, it's the right mindset, and I totally agree. I want to see him fight you guys.
Meanwhile, Ian has his next opponent lined up this Sunday, Belal Muhammad, and Belal has also voiced his thoughts on how he plans to beat it. In his recent interview, Belal made it clear he isn't bothered by predictions or the hype around Garry. He confidently stated that he expects to outfight Ian everywhere, even on the feet. Belal described how he sees the matchup playing out, saying Ian will spend most of the round circling away and throwing light jabs that won't matter once he closes the distance. He believes that the moment he gets his hands on Garry, he'll drag him down and take full control. Belal acknowledged that Ian has faced tough names before, but promised that stepping in against him will silence all of Garry's claims.
For me, it's I think Ian's going to try to run around the whole first round. But then by the end of the first round, his little point jabbing is not going to work. Then I'm going to grab a hold of him. I'm going to take him down. I'm going to let him back up just because I want to show him that I could take you down if I want to. And then I'm going to outbox him because he said he could outstrike me. He thinks he's a pretty striker. He's been in there with some great strikers, right? He's been there with MVP. He's been there with Shavkat. He's been there with Pratis. And none of them guys finished him. So for me, it's finishing him on the feet and then reminding everybody who I am.
Responding to Bilal, Garry made his stance crystal clear, calling him delusional. He went on to assert that Bilal is largely unknown to most fans, and despite Bilal trying to stay positive about himself, there's absolutely no chance he'll last standing against Ian. In Garry's words, Bilal's delusions will be crushed within the first 5 minutes of the fight, and he doesn't see Muhammad surviving even that initial stretch on his feet.
Nobody knows who you are in the first place, mate. No one cares. You're irrelevant. That's just... You know what that shows me? That shows me that Bilal... So, I need to word this right, because I don't want to be negative about him, because I don't like being negative towards my opponents or fighters to a certain extent. Bilal has had a lot of success at doing what Bilal does best, which is mixing it up. He should continue to try to do that. However, there is not a chance in hell that if he stays on the feet with me, that he survives past 5 minutes.
Switching back to the dominant victory that has everyone talking, Arman Tsarukyan has also weighed in. He called Islam Makhachev one of the greatest, saying the way he outclassed his opponent simply highlights his level, and there's no doubt he's currently the best fighter in MMA. Tsarukyan added that many fans were rooting for JDM to keep it close, but Islam made it look easy, winning in impressive fashion. In his words, right now there is no one in the 170-pound division who can beat Islam Makhachev.
Good performance. I was shocked how he beat so easy Madalena. It says what's Islam level, you know. He's in different level right now. He's on his prime.
Yeah, I think a lot of people thought that fight would be a lot closer.
And I don't know who can stop him right now. The 170 even.
I know he...
Weighing in on the current direction of the 170-pound division and Islam's rise from lightweight to welterweight, Arman Tsarukyan shared his thoughts. He noted that while it's interesting to see Islam moving up, he believes Islam should have faced someone in the lightweight division instead. This, he suggested, would have prevented Ilia Topuria from potentially getting what could be considered an easier fight against Makhachev. In other words, Arman made his stance clear. He sees Topuria as someone who will be overpowered and dismantled by Islam.
It's an interesting time at the welterweight division. It's obviously an interesting time in the lightweight division because now Ilia Topuria is the champion after knocking out Charles Oliveira, and now we're kind of waiting to see what's next for him. Do you like the direction this division is heading with Islam out of the equation and Ilia holding the belt?
Yeah, pretty good. Very good, yeah. But I wish Islam was a champion in our division.
Why?
Because he takes fight with contenders and fight with everybody, but Ilia trying to find the easy fights for him.
No matter what anyone says, Islam Makhachev's dominant performance against JDM, combined with his elite-level grappling, has ignited a heated debate across the MMA world. Everyone now seems to agree that Islam is operating well above the level of most fighters. Luke Thomas, weighing in on the fight, asserted that Islam brutally dismantled JDM, leaving him with nothing but a defensive posture, and his expression said it all. Thomas went even further, claiming that the way Islam performed solidifies his position as one of the greatest fighters ever, even surpassing aspects of Khabib's legacy. He added that the trajectory Islam takes after this fight only reinforces his status as a true MMA GOAT.
Because Islam was taking everything from him. Dude, Islam is so special, and I do believe that this kind of win is something that Khabib simply does not have.
Yeah, and I think he's got, and we've already said it for years, but Islam's got a more well-rounded game than Khabib. He's 20, what is it? He's moved to 28-1 with his victory. Now a 2-division champion, 16 consecutive wins since that one fight 10 years ago against Adriano Martins that he walked into a hook, and now he calls it the big mistake that I made, and boy, has he made up for that. It did take him a while to get elite foes, but then once he did, the run that he's currently on right now, the opponents available to him moving forward in the sport's deepest division, he really does have a chance.
As the conversation continues, Sean Sugar O'Malley also weighed in, expressing his admiration for Islam Makhachev's recent performance. He went on to say that he is curious to see how Islam would fare against Ilia Topuria, noting that Topuria is significantly taller and hits harder than JDM. O'Malley highlighted that while Topuria's striking could pose a real challenge, one factor cannot be ignored: Islam's elite-level grappling, and that he suggested might give Makhachev the edge even against a physically stronger opponent like Topuria.
One of the greatest of all times. The question is, does he do that to Ilia Topuria? Ilia's 5'5". I feel like that him being so short is going to make it harder for Islam to get in on the shots. Maybe not. This is just, thinking out loud here. But does he go out there and do that to Ilia too?
I feel like it because of the size. He goes down there and it's a little easier.
But Ilia could put his light, like JDM, it's hard to stuff, but Ilia really can put people's lights out with one shot.
I feel like he would have to be immediate stop, takedown, and then put him out. If he keeps adding up, dude, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, neither of them have fought each other's skill set.
19-minute control time. It's crazy that we just had 2 champs lose the belt.
Discussing Islam Makhachev's dominant performance with Schmitty, Sean O'Malley noted that Islam inflicted serious damage on JDM throughout the fight. Schmitty added that by the 5th round, JDM's face looked completely miserable. He emphasized that grappling remains Islam's strongest weapon, pointing out that while Khamzat Chimaev has 21 minutes of control in a fight, Islam still managed 19 minutes of dominant control against JDM. O'Malley also highlighted that despite the brutal beating, one thing to admire about JDM is how he managed to survive without getting submitted. In his words, the sheer punishment Islam delivered makes you feel sympathy for JDM, how devastating Makhachev was in the octagon.
Khamzat had 21-minute control time. He just had 19-minute control time.
That's what the people want to see. They want to see a dominant champion lay on someone else. It's just what they want to see.
Jack's face going into the 5th round, fucking heartbreaking, dude.
It's crazy how much damage he didn't take and how good of a job he did not getting submitted. At the end, it sucks. That's the takeaway, but that was very impressive for him not to get submitted.
Yeah, he kept doing somebody said because of Craig Jones, he was doing all the right defenses.
He was 2-on-1. It was very good, but it's at the end of the day, it's you're still on your back. It's still nothing. Yeah. Nothing you can do about that. Unfortunate for JDM. Yeah, I mean, who does Islam fight
You know what I would love?
As speculation about Islam's next fight continues, even Khamzat Chimaev's name has been thrown into the mix. Schmitty stated that he would like to see Islam face Khamzat, a view that Sean O'Malley also praised and agreed with. Schmitty went on to assert that Khamzat represents a next-level version of Islam, bigger, stronger, and just as skilled. Seeing the 2 elite fighters go head-to-head, he added, would be an incredibly exciting matchup because both operate at the highest level in their respective games.
You know what I would love? And I know it'd be crazy, but
what if... me to move up to 170?
Hey,
I'll take him out. First round.
What if Islam went up to Khamzat?
I think Islam's smart enough to know that's probably the only... I mean, at 185, he could probably beat most guys. Probably could do that to most guys. Khamzat is just a bigger version of Islam. There's just that would be sick to watch. That'd actually be a fucking fun grappling fight. I'd love to see that.
At the same time, while fans are clamoring for a showdown between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev, Islam seems to have a different target in mind. Right after his dominant victory, he revealed that Topuria isn't next. Instead, Islam made it clear that he is setting his sights on Kamaru Usman for his next title defense, emphasizing that the challenge Usman presents far outweighs the current hype surrounding Topuria. He also took a moment to acknowledge other fighters who impressed on the UFC 322 card, but remained firm that Usman is his true priority moving forward.
You are the guy holding on to that belt. You've got a lot of contenders. I know you mentioned Usman. Based on their performances tonight, based on Usman, who's a former champ, probably one of the greatest welterweights of all time, where are you right now and who you want to face?
And today is the 2 fights did very well, Moraes and Prates.
Yeah.
But I still thinking Kamaru can beat them both. And they young fighter who hungry, but Kamaru still dangerous and one of the best in this game.
Really?
If you give me the choice and ask me who you want to fight, I will take Kamaru, but it's not my job. Anyone, I will be ready.
Amid the talks of Islam's next opponent, with Kamaru Usman's name being highlighted, Usman himself has stepped in to share his thoughts. He called out the so-called analysts, pointing out that many of them criticized him in the past when he pushed for a fight with Buckley. Usman emphasized that the opportunity to face Islam would be massive, and if it comes, he's more than ready. He made it clear that he'll train at his absolute peak and sees every chance to defeat Makhachev in the octagon.
Well, here's the big thing is I've been seeing some of these podcast guys or so-called sport MMA analysts or fake analysts or whatever that never were in this sport, never fought in this sport, and just run. And these were the same guys that were going, oh, Usman's washed. Oh, Joaquin Buckley's going to just take care of him and all these things. And they don't know anything about this sport. Listen, if given the opportunity, I'm going to try to maximize it and go out there and do what I feel that I'm capable of doing.
Confident in his skills, Kamaru Usman assured that if a title fight with Islam Makhachev is on the table, he's fully prepared. He stressed that if the matchup is meant to happen, the UFC should make it now, calling it the perfect time. While acknowledging there are other fighters in the mix, Usman believes he stands above them all. For a blockbuster fight with maximum impact, he stated a showdown between him and Makhachev would be one of the best matchups the UFC could deliver.
The chances are great. I mean, just like you and I just discussed, the time would be now to fight for the title, because what does it do by having me fight another Michael Morales? I'm still in the same position as I am now. I fight Michael Morales and I do what I did to Buckley to Morales. I'm still in the same position.
Yep.
And then there's a lot of guys in the welterweight division that could potentially put their name in that hat. Which with all respect, I respect it, but if this is also an entertainment company, you want to do the biggest, baddest fights, I mean, I think it's a no-brainer here.
He also addressed the ongoing speculation surrounding a potential clash between Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria. Kamaru acknowledged that Topuria is an impressive fighter and a true rising prospect, but stressed that his own position at the moment is stronger. He added that Topuria would first need to secure a title in his division before moving up to welterweight, and until that happens, there's little reason for him to take a fight at welterweight. In this context, Kamaru made it clear that the only truly fitting and competitive matchup right now would be him versus Islam Makhachev.
A great one, and rightfully so. Ilya is a powerhouse. What Ilya's been doing is phenomenal, and I've been singing his praises from the start. I think he's extremely talented and a damn good fighter. But why is that position different than my position? Do you foresee Ilia Topuria coming up to welterweight, potentially winning the title and staying and just defending against welterweights?
No.
No, we don't see that.
Don't.
You know, and he just growing into the lightweight division. And so we don't see that. Of course, it would be just for what? To make a humongous fight for the company, a big fight for the company.
While Kamaru Usman believes he deserves the next shot at Islam Makhachev, Belal Muhammad strongly disagrees. He went as far as calling Usman a coward for previously turning down a fight. In Belal's view, Usman is past his prime and no longer carries the same dominance. He also argued that a matchup against Ilia Topuria doesn't make sense at this time, and that the most exciting and fitting challenge for Islam right now would be a fight against Michael Morales.
Who do you think is going to get the next fight with Islam?
I think the front runner right now is Morales. For Usman to talk and act like he deserves a shot, the guy's 1-3 out of his last 4, and he turned down a fight with me to fight this weekend. You want to put this old fart with no knees in a title fight? Like, you can't count on a guy like that who's just a coward. I think he's automatically marked off. I feel like Shavkat being injured and being out, he's going to have to get another win. It doesn't really make any sense for Ilia to go up and then just throw away that 155 division.
Islam Makhachev's dominance, Ian Garry's bold callouts, Belal Muhammad's defiance, and Kamaru Usman's taking his claim, the UFC landscape has never been this heated, with debates raging over who deserves the next title shot and which matchup would truly test Islam. One thing is clear: the lightweight and welterweight divisions are brimming with drama, skill, and anticipation. Whether it's a showdown with Usman, Topuria, or Morales, the next chapter in Islam's reign promises fireworks inside the octagon. If you want to stay on top of every fight update, explosive call-out, and insider analysis, make sure to subscribe to Boxism and hit the bell icon so you never miss a moment of MMA action.